New today on digital and on demand, Gary Dourdan, Andy Garcia, Serinda Swan, and Martin Donovan star in the action-packed war thriller Redemption Day. When the wife of a decorated U.S. Marine captain is kidnapped by a terrorist group in Morocco, he's forced back into action for a daring and deadly operation to save the woman he loves. Buy or rent Redemption Day and watch it tonight. It's rated R, and it comes from Paramount Pictures.
I've seen the trailer, Scott, and it looks really exciting. Anyway, if our listeners head to swishedition.com by the end of this Friday, January 15th, they can sign up to win one of several free digital copies that Paramount sent us of their new thriller, Redemption Day. How fun is that?
That's fun, Dale. Super fun.
Fasten those seatbelts, fuckers. This is gonna be a bumpy ride.
Hey, Dale, it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights.
Surely you can't be serious.
I'm serious, and don't call me Shirley.
The global pop culture phenomenon. Swish Edition with Dale and Scott. Coast to coast, downloaded in 140 countries every week. This is the Swish Edition.
System activate.
To the world. This is the Swish Edition.
An international sensation.
Downloaded in 140 countries every damn week. The Swish Edition. The Swish Edition. The Swish Edition.
You're listening to the Swish Edition.
Miss Stoger, my plastic surgeon doesn't want me doing any activity where balls fly at my nose.
Well, there goes your social life.
I love that.
Of course you put Clueless in there.
Of course I put Clueless. Every week it's going to be something new for 2021 because we all need a good laugh.
Every day.
Every day.
Every darn day.
Breaking news. This just came off the wire as we're sitting down to tape the show. There's a new movie that's coming. I'm not sure how I feel about this, Dale. You have not seen this. It's not on our script. It's on my phone. Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem are going to be playing Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, with Aaron Sorkin directing and writing the script. And I love Lucy movie. Nicole Kidman as Lucille Ball. Now she's already done Samantha Stevens with Bewitched. I just can't see her as Lucille Ball.
Plus, she's so tall. She's like 7 feet.
Right. So apparently this is going to be 1 week in the lives of them filming the show, I Love Lucy, and there's going to be some crisis that Desi has to deal with. I don't know.
You know what would be fun?
Any more about this, but what I've told you.
Is if you do a recast, not that one.
Yeah.
And do one of those new live things that have been happening.
Oh, lots of live productions on TV of the last couple of years.
So do a 30-minute live, no commercial recreation of a famous episode, probably maybe the chocolate one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something real funny.
Well, Will and Grace did a pretty good job of that in their final season. I don't know. I guess that could be good.
Yeah, but that would be different. You want,
right.
Because these people are still alive anymore.
All right. Well, none of them are, obviously. No. Obviously. All right. Why don't you get on that, right, with your Hollywood Square shit? Put that on.
I'm trying.
Put that on your list.
I want Tiffany Haddish to do.
We all know.
It has to be on pay cable.
Or a streaming service so that they can say bad words and tell off-color jokes.
Or pay cable channel so they can do anything you want.
All right. In Dallas, Texas, in the Dallas, Texas area, there is an Airbnb called The Kevin.
I love it.
Which you guys can rent. It has been designed flawlessly inside to look like the McAllister house on Home Alone. This probably should have been something that we talked about last month.
Right.
And it was a thing last month, but it's still a thing this month. You can rent it all the way through the end of January.
Oh.
Only $210 a night.
So is it Christmas decorations all on the inside too?
It's got a cutout of Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
It's got micro machines on the floor.
Right.
It's got a gift certificate to get your own cheese pizza delivered.
Nice.
It's got everything that the movie had.
Love it.
As if Kevin was there that night. Ready.
Please tell me that they've somehow found a talk boy from the 1990s.
I have no idea what you're talking
that
about.
talk boy.
Oh, the thing. Oh,
that was
that
episode
handheld,
2. But I mean,
handheld.
yeah,
thing that he used to record his
and booked the hotel room
uncle
and Lost in New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
His uncle in the shower.
That was a thing to buy for Christmas back in the 90s.
I don't know about that, but now I do. I mean, I didn't know it was a thing.
It's a thing.
I bet you could find one.
Probably.
If you wanted. eBay, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, or a museum. Maybe it's at the Kevin in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have announced that they're officially leaving social media because they're calling it toxic. Duh. Right? I every day, just in the last couple weeks, I have vowed to myself that I'm going to leave Facebook, and then I just can't do it. Can't do it.
You're either one of those people that are going to sit and watch it burn because it's interesting and fun, or you get off it and just stay off of it altogether.
I'm kind of upset with the fact that, we're living in such a cancel culture, and if you have any differing in opinion from the masses out there, the most of your friends, they're just going to come at you so hard, and it's
horrible.
It's really horrible and toxic and not cool. There are, we're a divided country. It's 50-50 right now. There are people on both sides. Get used to it.
It's not a new thing.
I'm going to get shit for that.
Right.
You know who's getting shit for, oh my God, this is crazy. Crazy.
I've seen this.
Denmark, people. They are a little bit more progressive than we are. They've got a cartoon on their network. It's called the DR. It's basically like the BBC in England.
Right.
It's called, I don't know what it's called. It's about, what is the name of the show? I don't know the name of the show.
I don't know.
But it's about this character. His name is John Dillermand, and he has an extraordinary penis. So extraordinary, in fact, that he can use it to perform rescue operations, etch murals, hoist a flag, and even steal ice cream from children.
That is funny.
This animated series about this man with the longest penis on Earth is literally made for 4 to 8-year-olds. It's a cartoon. He overcomes hardships and challenges with his record-breaking genitals.
Well, he's in an awkward position. I mean,
he has a very long penis. They show it here.
Looking at the picture.
Yeah, we've got a picture.
I mean, it looks like a candy cane.
I think it's it's dressed up. I mean, he's wearing penis clothing.
Oh, I see.
It seems a little crazy.
That would, I think this is hilarious. It would never fly here.
It would never fly here. Obviously, the DR has gotten lots of criticism. People have condemned this animated series about this man who can't control his penis. But they have responded by saying, we could have easily done a program about a woman with no control over her vagina. And that the most important thing is that children really enjoy John Dillermand and his giant penis.
That's funny.
I think we should invite John Dillermand to be a guest on the Swish Edition.
He looks like a guy in his 50s.
Mustache.
He literally looks like one of those. What are those characters?
Somebody in
like
a circus.
From the circus.
Like
the strong man. That's what he looks like.
That's what he looks like with a really big dick. Speaking of big dicks, did you know that President Trump is featured in Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom's Hall of Presidents, as he would be, because he's a president of the United States.
Yes.
A lot of people, because of the craziness that happened in Washington, D.C. last week, are calling for Disney World to get rid of Trump from the Hall of Presidents, but
can't do it.
Can't do that because he is a duly elected president of the United States. But what they could do is completely change the show, obviously, and that's what a lot of people are calling them to do.
Right. I also think that it's gotten too much. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think twice.
Yeah. There's a lot of presidents.
As a kid, I found it boring because what kid wants to go see presidents?
Right.
But what they could do is take the founding fathers, and just kind of do a skit about, signing the Declaration or something. I don't know.
Or they could do what Disneyland has. They have Disneyland has great moments with Mr. Lincoln. It's all about Abraham Lincoln.
Right.
It's not about every single friggin' president. I mean, nobody cares about Grover Cleveland, right?
Although I would say it's pretty impressive.
Oh, the animatronics are amazing.
To see them all sitting there, it's pretty cool, and they stand up.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Another thing that they thought that they could do is just take out like all but 10 and just feature 10 of the most prominent ones, like George Washington and
Right.
Roosevelt, and, the ones who really did something. I mean, Carter probably wouldn't be in there.
No.
Nixon wouldn't be in there.
No.
Trump might. I don't know. Anyway. More importantly than that, breaking news, Martha Stewart forgot to pick her pears.
Oh, no.
Did you see this?
No.
This was huge.
Really?
Well,
no, I had no idea.
It was not huge news. It was overshadowed by insurrection in Washington. But
does this affect her Marley Spoon subscription?
I don't know, but apparently Martha and her staff at her ranch, which we've seen a lot on her new show.
Yeah, it's small. It's like two or three that she's decided to hunker down with.
You're talking about people?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's only a couple people there, but the ranch is huge.
Right.
Obviously, you've seen it on TV. All of them forgot to pick the pears. So she was out there. She took a picture with all the
Are they dead?
wrinkled, horrible pears on the tree. We'll have to wait for next year to make a pear
Martha.
pie. Yeah.
Welcome to being like the rest of us.
Imagine if that was the worst thing that could happen to you. Oh my God, I forgot to pick the pears.
I mean, if it was important to you, then it's probably devastating to her right now.
Well, a devastating thing for me, although I didn't forget it this week, is that I've forgotten to put the trash out. That's huge because they only come once a week.
That's right.
What are you going to do with 2 weeks worth of trash?
And we accumulate a lot. Like, it would be hard for us
You and I make a lot of trash.
to go
You,
to
me,
miss a
and
week.
the 2 dogs. That's right.
We'd have to call and get one of those dumpsters again.
We have to get a special pickup. If you guys listened to last week's show, you might remember that I made a joke about writing The Gay Gatsby. We were talking about how the Great Gatsby fell out of copyright last month, or this month, January 1st. Now anybody can publish a Great Gatsby book if they wanted to. Mm-hmm. Well, I made a joke about I'm going to write The Gay Gatsby. Well, little did I know, someone had already thought of that. They published it exactly on the stroke of January 1st, 2021. And it's called The Gay Gatsby by B.A. Barker and F. Scott Fitzgerald. It hit Amazon's Kindle. It's the same story, but with gay people.
Have you read it? Has there been any reviews? Have you seen anything?
I read a couple of reviews, and people thought it was pretty good.
Really?
And, the reviews were already up there on the first day, so I assume they were like preview copies that B.A. Baker.
So all he did was just, replace the names and replace scenarios?
Yeah, instead of being straight, now they're gay. There you go, The Gay Gatsby.
Gotcha.
Get it on Amazon today. Gotcha. Don't do that, people. If you're going to buy a book.
I'm trying to think of his name. What's his name?
Who? Jay Gatsby. Jay Gatsby's the main character. But if you want to buy a book this week, don't buy The Gay Gatsby. Please buy The Main Nemesis by R. Scott Wallace.
Yes.
Or Scouts Honor Lifeline by R. Scott Wallace. Or The New Mexico Scoundrel by R. Scott Wallace. Should I go on?
No, that's enough.
There are new ones coming out this year, but they have not been announced yet. It's Girl Scout cookie time. You told me about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You've already been getting requests, right? From friends or
No, I just saw a post on Facebook from an old coworker.
So isn't it interesting, because when we were growing up, kids had to go door to door to sell their damn cookies.
I know. Now they just post a link.
Or they set up in front of Starbucks or
Right.
Dunkin' Donuts. I remember when we lived in Vegas, there were a bunch of girls that set up right in front of fucking Dunkin' Donuts.
They
Or
were
grocery stores.
There were kids setting up in front of the legal marijuana places, which I think is perfect.
Oh, well, that is perfect if they actually have the boxes. Right. And so they're not doing, at that point, they weren't doing orders. They pre-bought the boxes and they were selling them.
No. I remember it being on the news. There
Yeah.
were kids hanging out at the marijuana dispensaries.
No, it's huge.
I think that's a great
It's a very great idea. They're probably selling more cookies there than anywhere else.
Right.
Anyway,
There's one now.
I was looking at Girl Scout cookies and doing a little research on this, and I didn't realize that Girl Scout cookies have palm oil in them. Do you know anything about palm oil?
No.
All right, palm oil.
It's come from palm trees?
Yes. I didn't know this, but palm oil is literally in at least half of the processed foods that we eat, half of the processed foods that are sold at the grocery store down the street.
Yeah.
They're in everything. It's in Pop-Tarts, Captain Crunch, Oreos. Oreos are big on this show. Kit Kat bars, Magnum ice cream, most donuts, chewing gum. It's also in more than 75% of cosmetics that are sold in the United States. Palm oil is in everything.
I mean, how else do you keep a shelf life for things?
Let me tell you, palm oil is not bad, but what's bad is that palm oil mostly comes from Indonesia and Malaysia. It's one of their number one exports, and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it provides many millions of people work. But the problem is that the palm oil industry uses child labor in ridiculously large percentages.
I bet.
In Indonesia and Malaysia. Children as young as 5 years old are forced to harvest it. Millions of children are forced to harvest this palm oil that we put in all of our shit. So anyway, they're in Girl Scout cookies, just so you know. So if you are one of those people who try to be sustainable and fair trade and all that good stuff, you might want to stay away from the Girl Scout
and you
cookies.
wonder why Starbucks is expensive.
Right? Our poor Starbucks here I don't want to say where we are.
It's been hit again with the COVID.
It's closed again. One of their employees got COVID, so they're closed down. Damn it. Pisses me off because I was literally going to go there yesterday and I saw the sign that said closed.
God damn it, Stan.
Not fair. Just a little side. We are going to buy Girl Scout cookies despite the fact that palm oil is in them. We're just going to write a letter to our congressman and ask them to put the pressure on Indonesia and Malaysia to stop this child forced labor. How about that? Right? I mean, there's all kinds of atrocities all over the world, right?
And with science the way it is, there's probably another product they can use besides the palm oil. They can make a synthetic palm oil.
Or can't they use olive oil?
I don't know.
Maybe the Italians use kids to pick olives. God knows. Is there no domestic oil? Do we not make corn oil? We must make lots of corn oil here. We got lots of cornfields. I mean, literally, there's one. I can see one from the house.
Yeah. However, I believe it is true that most of the corn that is grown, that is eaten by humans, is shipped out of the country. Yeah. And I believe it is true that most of the corn, period, is not made for human consumption.
It's for animals to eat.
Animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
eat the animals.
A lot of feed corn around our parts.
Tons.
Yeah.
It's probably more profitable than the human corn.
Speaking of cars, did you know that Eric's car on that 70s show was a 1969 Oldsmobile Vista Cruiser? And guess who owns it now?
Who?
Wilmer Valderrama.
What?
Yeah.
He got the legit car from the show.
He's got it. He played Fez on that 70s show. He was on the Kelly Clarkson show last week, and he did the interview from the car. He bought it after the show wrapped. You guys see the car at the beginning of every show. The cast they filmed the intro in the car.
Hanging out down the street.
In the street. I think it's in the street.
I don't know.
Anyway, that is the song. Anyway, the Vista Cruiser has shown up on plenty of lists ranking the most iconic TV cars. And I wrote down some of the others that I thought were some of the top iconic cars from television. So
I have a comment about the first one.
Let us know if you guys think these are iconic cars or not, or if you think of ones that we didn't mention. So the first one on my list is the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo, but you're saying that doesn't count because it's a cartoon.
No, I'm saying that I have a comment about it.
Okay.
And that there is a Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine that exists in Washington, D.C.
Oh, that's true, and I've seen it.
I've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah, because when I used to drive to my warehouse, we used to see it. Yeah.
The owners live behind the Container Store up in
Upper Northwest.
Friendship Heights. Or
right.
Tenleytown.
You're right. Right near the vet that I used to go to sometimes.
I'm telling you, you take... what's that road? Is it Wisconsin?
Nobody cares. Nobody listening to this show is going to go look for it.
Make a left at the Container Store.
And you'll
and
find
it's down there, it's on that road.
Well, it's been years. It might not still be there.
Maybe not.
All right, so some of the others from my list were Kit from Knight Rider, which I've actually seen at Universal Studios in California. There's the converted souped-up Model T on the Munsters. Remember that? It was kind of high in the back and then all souped up in the front.
I don't think I know what you're talking about. I mean, I've only watched a handful of those, and they've always been in the house.
Oh, my goodness. They always drove in that car. There's Magnum P.I.'s Ferrari, which might be one of the most famous. I'm talking about the original. I don't know about the new revamp. He also drives a red Ferrari, but it probably is a newer one. There's the A-Team's GMC van. I used to watch a lot of A-Team when I was a kid.
I pity the fool.
There's the Footmobile from the Flintstones. There's no floor. You just got to literally put your feet out, make it go. The Partridge Family had their 1957 Chevrolet school bus, which was painted all psychedelic. And this might be one of my favorites, the Dukes of Hazzard's 1969 Dodge Charger, called the General Lee. Love that car.
The only thing you can think of when you see that car is Daisy Dukes kind of sitting in and halfway out with her ass over the side of the door.
Yes. Well, she had wonderful shorts, too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're called Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes.
Anyway, so can you guys name some cars that we forgot? You can email us at talkback@swishedition.com, and we will...
The 1985 Ford Mustang hatchback that I used to drive to school and was ashamed of.
That's not iconic, Dale. That's just sad.
Yeah.
And now for something completely different.
We wanted you guys to know that there's a brand new podcast.
Wah, wah, wah.
Featuring Dale and Scott.
Hey, well, who would have thought that?
Every Friday. It's called the Binge Bum Podcast, and you guys can subscribe to it right now. So you can get the second episode, which drops this Friday.
This Friday. I can't wait. I got a lot of work to do, but there's a lot to talk about, and I'm excited.
What's it about?
I'm not saying anything.
No. Not specifically, but what's the Binge Bum Podcast about?
Oh, so we discuss... Don't you want me to just
start
the podcast now?
No.
It's a podcast that's all about original series and films on streaming networks.
Yeah, so
such as Netflix, Hulu,
HBO Max,
CBS All Access,
all of them. Peacock.
My
yes. My peacock cock. You are so ridiculous. So he's making these crazy faces as we're trying to do a commercial for his new podcast.
I am being...
What is your problem? I
know this dog farted and I'm gonna get sick.
There's always a dog farting somewhere near you.
I've never been this close to it though.
Oh my goodness.
Man, it is potent.
All right. Well, so do you really want people to listen to your new show or not?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's called the Binge Bum Podcast. You guys can get it wherever you get podcasts, right?
Yeah, except on Pandora, those bitches.
Why isn't it on Pandora?
I don't know. I've been trying.
It will be.
But it's mostly everywhere else.
All right, I'll play your theme song one more time.
Okay.
And then we'll...
Oh, and before you play that, visit the Binge Bum Facebook page and go watch our little cartoon jingle. It's fun.
Oh, what's the... So, facebook.com/bingebum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys. Oh, and follow us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Follow us,
But
subscribe.
the cartoon's pretty fun.
Oh, and how about leave if you like the show, leave reviews too.
Yes, please.
That would help.
That helps me get up into the thing.
Melissa left one.
I will say that it's been verified that I am currently 101st.
What's 101st?
In the TV and film category on Apple iTunes.
Hey.
I was just as surprised as you were. But that's coming from...
Dude.
Podcasts Insights verified by some company.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. I found it today.
That's new news to me.
I know. Well, there was stuff going on today, and I saw it, and then something happened, and
Holy shit.
I know.
Well,
so it's either really impressive or there's just not a lot of TV and film podcasts.
You're full of crap because there are thousands and thousands of them.
I know. And I'm getting so something's working, people.
Shit, Dale, we've got to make this next episode really, really good.
I know. I'm pretty excited. That's because it's a big
Wait. So if we really want to make this next episode really good, no dogs in the studio.
No.
It's the Binge Bum Podcast. Whoa. it's time to talk about our favorite shows from all the streaming networks all across the globe, from Netflix to Hulu to Disney Plus and HBO. Get ready for fun and lots of show reviews. It's Binge Bum coming to you.
I love that.
The song that just goes in your head and plays all day.
We keep forgetting to talk about this, and I keep meaning to
You're
talk.
Obsessed with this.
I'm obsessed with him. All right, can I get it out?
Yes.
All right, so Brandon McMillan. He is the longtime host, Emmy-winning host, beloved host of Lucky Dog on CBS's Sunday morning lineup. I don't know if you guys seen it. We've definitely seen it. I've probably seen it 100 times.
It's part of the CBS morning lineup of the educational and entertainment with like Mo Rocca and with Lucky Dog.
It's got
and
the
all
little
that stuff.
EI in the corner.
EI, yeah.
Educational, informational. Anyway, Brandon is awesome. He is a longtime animal trainer. He takes dogs from pounds that might otherwise not get adopted because of whatever issues. And he trains them and then finds them a perfect home. He's been doing this for several seasons on Lucky Dog. He's been very good at it, and the ratings have been great, and he's won Emmys. But CBS dropped him because he wasn't interested in their rebranding of the show. They wanted to put a lot more product placement on the show, like selling Cosequin and pee pads and God knows what else, jerky herky.
Because it would take away from the show.
The show
was 30 minutes long, so I mean,
the show is about training dogs and finding them a loving home, not selling friggin' dog food or dog supplements.
However, it does have to make money.
It was making money, but CBS wanted more money, so they got rid of Brandon and they brought in a new couple who was willing to do whatever needed to be done to make the show work. Anyway. Brandon's a little bitter about it. I follow him on Instagram, and I tune into his live. He does live stuff all the time, and I always try to get him to call on me so I can ask him questions and stuff. But he's super cute. He's really good friends with Andy Cohen. Yeah. So I kind of thought he was gay all these years.
I did too.
But apparently he has a girlfriend. She's really hot. Her name is Alana, and she is some kind of cement heiress or something in LA. Anyway, I didn't know. They've been together like 6 years. I didn't know that.
I bet we're not done seeing him. He comes out of this.
No, he's still doing. He's working for Discovery Network because he hosts a lot of stuff on Shark Week.
I was about to say, how great would he be on Discovery Plus?
Yeah, I think he will bounce back. He would
be the perfect fit.
He's going to bounce back.
And he used to do Shark Week like a lot. Yeah. Like a little
He's been doing it for several years. Yeah. So he'll be back.
We'll see him. Yeah.
So new information. This just came out yesterday. One more time for Sex and the City fans, HBO Max and Sarah Jessica Parker have announced that there's going to be a new limited series, 10 episodes, which will feature everyone except for Samantha Jones, a.k.a. Kim Cattrall. So Sarah Jessica Parker, Carrie, and her friends will be back to find out what happens when you're in your 50s in the city.
Yeah.
I think this is fun. I know you're not a big fan. I know you're not a big fan of Sex and the City, but it was huge for me. I watched every single episode. I've seen all of them probably 10 times each. Of course, the original series ran on HBO from 1998 to 2004. Then there were 2 follow-up movies, which were... I kind of found them a little disappointing. A third was scrapped because Kim Cattrall decided to bow out, so they decided not to do it. But I think it's kind of interesting. And there was a question like, who wants to watch these women in their 50s? But I think there's more room now for stuff like that than ever before. I mean, one of the most popular shows on Netflix is Grace and Frankie about women in their 80s.
Right. And look at whatchamacallit, I did it again. I did it again. The 2 old guys who sat at the bar when he was an actor.
Yes,
teacher.
The Kaminsky Method.
That's the one.
Thank you. God. You keep doing it. But you saved yourself there. All right, so there are people that are interested in watching shows about older people. And 50s really isn't old because, hello, I'm 50.
Right.
And I still have Sex in the City. I have Sex in the Country, too.
Shut up.
This is big news. You told me about this. Streaming giant Roku has bought all of Quibi's shows.
Yeah, they bought the whole catalog from what I understand. It's not out yet.
Yeah.
And I
have
still
to decide what to do with it all.
Right, and I still follow Quibi on Twitter and Instagram, and they just tweeted with this news.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been a date.
Right, but so Roku's planning to for one, they spent well over $100 million for Quibi's entire catalog. Now, granted, Quibi spent $2 billion to produce this stuff.
Right.
So they really took a big loss. If you guys don't know, Quibi was the short what do you call it? Short subject.
Quick bites.
Everything was like 5 to 10 minutes.
No more than 10 minutes.
And they debuted in April of last year, and they folded in October. They were only around for about 6 months.
It's a shame.
I mean, a lot of people say they didn't read their audience correctly, and it was all on your phone, and it wasn't on TV.
It was meant
for commuters,
city folks, and commuters who had a lunch break or wanted to watch something. Because they had like 60 minutes and 6.
Oh, there was wonderful stuff.
There was news that you could just watch in the morning on the train on your way to work. I mean, I thought it was great.
Some great comedy, some great dramas. There was Kiefer Sutherland was doing a fugitive thing. I mean, there was tons of great stuff on there.
That was one of my favorite. Die Hard with Kevin Hart was one of the biggest ones, and I was about to start watching that when they turned it off.
But the problem is that this little thing called the pandemic happened, and
Right.
nobody was going to work.
And the thing is they were starting to correct themselves. So they started, it was only supposed to be mobile only.
Yeah.
Then they added tablets.
All right.
And they had just about pulled the trigger on
putting it on
I know
TV.
on Apple TV, Apple TV app. And then they canceled the whole thing.
Yeah. It's like they just made so many mistakes.
But the quality was great.
The quality was great. We loved that series, the funny series about the home decorator
The
people.
home, yeah,
and,
where they were taking to Mexico, and
Yeah.
that was funny.
That was really
There was
great.
a lot of great stuff.
There was
on
great
there.
stuff. So anyway, Roku.
Well, I'm glad it's not just dying altogether.
Yeah, because there's series from Idris Elba and Kevin Hart, like you said. Anna Kendrick had a series. Chrissy Teigen had a cooking show. So I'm actually really excited that Roku's taking this on. They've got the exclusive rights to all of their content. Eventually, it's going to be ad-supported model on Roku channel, so anyone who has Roku can watch all that great stuff.
I still think that there's room for these quick bites, and maybe if Roku is successful with it, we'll see some others.
Yeah.
If you're in the middle of the afternoon, you're cooking something, it's like, hey, I got 10 minutes, I can watch this.
I like little quick bites.
Right. Especially news.
That's why I love porn.
News and weather was the best part of Quibi. I hear you.
Ruined my joke. Anyway, one of the things we did last Friday was watched Alex Trebek's last show on Jeopardy. It was tough, man. It was tough.
It was fine until the show was over, and then they did that little tribute throwback thing.
Yeah, Alex through the
man.
years. It was hard. I choked up. Did you tear up a little?
I did not.
Oh, you never do. What makes you cry? I've seen you cry once in the 11 years I've known you. It's crazy. Nothing gets you. Nothing gets you.
Can't get me.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Listen to the Binge Bum this Friday. It's the 101st most popular show.
Right.
About the TV and video and movies.
Right. I'm just as shocked as you are.
I am completely shocked. I think that deserves another drink.
Right.
We love you guys. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Swish Edition. You guys can go to swishedition.com. Sign up to win a free copy of Redemption Day, which is out today.
That's going to be, I think, super cool.
It's actually a really good movie. I'll put up the trailer on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Cool.
All right. See you guys next week.
Bye.
SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, even on Facebook. There's no excuse not to listen. Swish Edition.
That's not iconic, Dale. That's just sad.
Yeah.